and today is Wednesday. I did 290 on Saturday. Sunday I didn't train. Well, I did my cardio, but it doesn't really count as training. Monday I did jiu-jitsu. Not super hard, just a normal session. Tuesday, yesterday, very, very light. 120 for a couple of sets. Today, we'll try and do a bit more volume. So, we're fucked. We do it. A couple of things I should have done more of this training block. Doesn't really matter now, but it would be useful. Should have done more single leg stuff. Should have done more upper back stuff. Specifically extension work. More hinging stuff. That's why it's in the RTA. That's why it's in the RTA 2.0. All in the 6 strength app. They have iOS, Android. Now that said, one thing I am going to do tonight. Speaking of sponsorships, I ain't sponsored. I'm going to wear the tier shoes tonight. So, there are the Reebok Legacies. So we're going to make a shoe tier list just for squatting. We'll get to weightlifting at a different point. And I'm just kind of working my way through all the shoes. And there's no one winner fits all, but there's a couple of good options for squatting, which is great. The Nike 4s are not it. But I want to just use the tiers again with the competition Nike insoles. But I forgot about the Legacy 3s. I haven't used those in a while. So you might be like, oh, thought we shouldn't change shoes a lot. And you shouldn't. And you should just stick with the same shoes, which is what you really should do. But to be honest, it doesn't really make a difference. As many of you saw, I trained barefoot, beltless and knee sleeveless in Malta in September. And I still added a rep to my max reps at 240 for this training block. So it's it matters, but it makes a difference. Of course, you definitely need good squatting shoes, but it doesn't make the biggest difference. So really, if you look at the size difference in those toe box, I hope you can see from the front. It's not huge, but it is noticeable. I actually think the tier could have gone further with the spacing. But you can see the Legacies are quite narrow compared to it. So if you look at the bottom, it's certainly there, yeah, it's like maybe 5 or 10% further surface area, which can make the difference. These are a good shoe, but there is some improvements, which I talked to Aaron about. He knows, we had a conversation. The Legacies, great value for money. If you can get these cheap, these are such a win. Considering how shit the Legacy ones were, and how bad all the other Reebok Legacy weightlifting shoes were. They're the only ones who seem to be improving somewhat. So we'll see what I wear when I get onto the squatting. See you after training. Okay. 240, 4-second pause, back squat. Again, this is the second time this has happened. I didn't. I just did not expect that, to be honest with you. Probably could have done reps to the 270 tonight if I hadn't been fucking around with shoes and no shoes. But yeah, probably best, to be honest, because a few more sessions of actual kind of training and then the 270 would be better. So probably could have gotten 2 to 3 tonight, but hopefully get more. So probably a wiser decision. So my best ever pause squat it's like 270, but it wasn't a 4-second pause like that. Why did I do the pause squats? Just sheer dominance. Like we say, the shoes don't matter, but the shoes do matter. I think that's an unfair statement to make sometimes. People are like, it's not the shoe that's going to make the difference. Yeah, but there is better shoes and there is worse shoes. And you should always try and have better shoes if it makes sense, And just let the weightlifters, let them have it. Just try shoes. It's 99.9% of people doing weightlifting right now at this minute are amateurs. I hate the word hobby. Don't call it a hobby, but it's their passion, but it's not their living. It's not their income. And what's wrong with trying a few shoes, seeing what's different? Now, people make stupid decisions. Like people will change their shoes comp week or save them for competition day, different shoes, which is so fucking stupid. So don't do that. But do play around with the shoes, My squats without shoes are so stable. Nothing compares to the stability that I get barefoot squatting. So rigid, just a force transfer straight onto solid wood. It's unmatched. Someone needs to match that in a pair of shoes, specifically for squatting. For weightlifting, maybe not. But for squatting, you need just the hardest surface. And this is the reason stability training doesn't work, because it reduces force output. And we don't think about that when we're squatting. We don't think about squatting on mats, opposed to wood. We don't think on soft insoles, slightly softer material. It all matters. And the stability you get from barefoot squatting is unmatched, but you do lose the heel elevation, and some people lose stability because not everybody has hobbit feet. Your little chunky feet, hairy knuckles. Then everyone grew up on a farm, walking around outside. One time I cut my toe. It was me and my brothers at home. My oldest brother was babysitting us, and we're just running around outside, and I cut my toe on the corner of a brick. And when I say I took the top of my toe off and I had to hold it back on, there was no stitches. It just put a plaster, wrapped it real tight, and I grew back. The sympathy I did not get, the empathy my brothers did not feel for my toe. Oh, I can still remember sitting on the couch to this day. But yeah, not everyone has that. So tier, the wide toe box. I know a lot of people made fun of it. Those are meme pages, blah, blah, blah. But the wide toe box is better. The soft insole on the tiers, it's not quite right. Not even with the Nike 4 competition insoles. The Legacies, just for me personally, they're not the right shoe. They have too much effective heel elevation from what they feel. You can actually see from the side when I squat with them, I have butt wink, which I normally don't ever have. I don't have butt wink in barefoot shoes. This is happening because I'm getting so much forward knee travel, the center of mass is pushed forward, and so my pelvis is tucking under. So if I lean forward and squat with the Reebok Legacy 3s, not the 2s, the 3s, apologies, the butt wink is gone. But I'm not, fuck that, I'm not leaning forward in the squat. So the best squat shoe needs to be as solid as possible. No leeway. What really should happen is there should be a high heel shoe for squatting and probably a different one for weightlifting if things are going to go the way they're going to go. Are Seeker Strength the company to make that happen? No, because maybe. Are they? No. So rock solid shoes, as hard as possible, no flexibility. If right was right, there should be some kind of allometric scaling. So should it change with the shoe size? Probably. There's an argument to be made for that. If right was really right, you could select your heel height, which would be crazy for a niche sport, a niche activity. Well, not so niche anymore, but for the market share, maybe is a better way of putting it. Super solid, appropriate heel height. Most people, it's just under that 1 inch, like 0.75 to not quite the 1 inch for most people. For my big tall boys, my giraffes, that 1 inch does. It is good, especially if you have super tight ankles, because if you played basketball or your track, you've just got really tight ankles, you know, you were working that stiffness for running, that would probably be better. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to a little bit more of Joe Rogan and The Rock. My God, talk about having zero authenticity, zero honesty. The Rock is like what someone typed in ChatGPT and was like, give me The Rock, but make him a focus group, make him made by a focus group, make him super fake. He doesn't say anything, doesn't commit to anything. I've listened like half an hour so far. If Seek of Strength ever gets to that phase, if you ever think we're not telling you the truth, if you ever think we're bullshitting you for just bollocks reasons like that, you let us know. I'm sure you'll know. But yeah, The Rock has got to be so ungenuine. It's so hard for him, but of all people alive, he's in the position to be the most authentic and the most genuine because he has so much money that he could literally do what he wants. He could buy a small country. He could say the things, but why does he care? Why does he care what other people want from him? You know, what people think. So what if he says his honest thoughts on something? So what? What difference does it make? Especially in his case. You know, if he's like, it's like if you asked Lash, is he on drugs? Of course he has to say no. It's like with the Steph podcast we did. People were like, some people in that clip we put up, a few people, not many, most of you are smart, a lot of you are clued in. Probably some newer viewers, I would suspect, are unique viewers. I bet I could check that. Where like, obviously, Owen and Darren aren't going to ask him. He's not going to risk his fucking job in China. He's not going to risk his job while he's still working there and talk about drugs. And I believe him. I actually believe Steph. Steph is super nice. And I believe him when he says he doesn't know. It's like that star. You're not going to ask Steph that. You're not going to ask Lash. You can't expect them morally, ethically, they have an obligation to themselves. Their honesty would mean very little, effectively would do nothing. The only negative outcome is their families would be affected. That's the way I would look at that. But someone like Rock, yeah, the Sari question doesn't matter for him, but if there's other things he's opinions on, why the fuck doesn't he say them, you know? On a serious note, thank you for everyone. Everyone's so supportive of the squatting. I just did not appreciate how many people were paying attention to me trying to squat a PB. I'm just trying to squat a PB, and the amount of people watching and supportive is honestly emotional. And it's rare I get emotional. Only stuff with kids makes me emotional, and animals. Well, dogs and kids makes me emotional. Nothing else makes me emotional. But thinking about it now, it is kind of crazy. So there's that Conor McGregor quote going around where your lack of integrity or your lack of discipline is an insult to the people who support you, and it really is something that only became apparent as the momentum started picking up, and it really means a lot. So that is crazy. If you want to increase your squat, honestly, I wish more of you could see how well people do in our programs, and the app is something that is such a great product. You know, we don't do bad products. Of everything we've done, we do the best possible thing we can do, and yeah, we'll improve on it as it goes by, but until release date, we put as much thought into stuff and as much work as we can do, and we find the best people, like the supplements. They're Irish. They've been at it for 30, 40 years, I think, at this stage. We went and visited their facility. The app is a company that just does AI. Like, they do AI for pharmaceutical companies and neural networks and cloud software. But we got onto them and we contacted with them because they, from talking to them, seem like the best option. And it's so long in the making, and it took a lot of work. 2 different groups, a smaller independent developer and a large scale development, all added up to make the app. And I wish you could see the results now on the app that you would get from the training. It would just be, I wish I could convey that to you guys, because it's, from our point of view, helping you guys progress, it's so straightforward. And I know when a lot of you watching are like, oh, I wish it was better. I can't even think of a way of phrasing this. just getting on the app or doing some of the programs, you would, if you committed to it for 6 months, no matter what you're doing, weightlifters, powerlifters, athletes, you would transform it. Your progress would be crazy. And I post the PBs on our stories, make those little Instagram stories specifically now with the app, and there's so many of those in our inbox that like I literally just search, I put in PB or I put update, because when people are asking for updated programs, and there is hundreds of those people, and there's thousands of people doing the program who never even told us. So if you have hit a PB, please email us and tell us. Doesn't matter when. It's all good data. It's all good ways of sharing, because just actual results are one of the things that matter, you know. And we've a lot of plans for the app. I'm really excited for the specific assistance one we're going to do, which will be pretty cool. Take a lot more work, but I'm really looking forward to getting that, because I know a lot of people want this. Really look forward to finally getting some conditioning up, because there's loads of athletes. We should do a next training vlog. I'll have a breakdown of the percentage of programs that people are running, to see if you guys are interested. Because I have a little my pie charts. Lots of people are running the horse program. Loads of people are running the RTA 2.0. Loads of weightlifting programs. Nice chunk of powerlifters. Loads of people running individual standalone strength programs. So like bench, press. Most people are taking advantage. Something like 85% of people on the app are running 2 programs. So the price is $29.99 a month, euro. So up or down, whatever your currency is, and you get the access to programs, because pretty much everybody at some point will run 2 programs. The 8 or 9 out of 10 people who run a Seek a Strength program run 2. So we were like, okay, how can we move to subscription model, but make it a better deal with a better product? And 2 programs at once is definitely something that pretty much everyone who's using the app, most people are making advantage from. And I don't think you necessarily need to do that. Like, if you run the weightlifting program, I can almost guarantee you that you'll PB your front squat and back squat by the end. But loads of people run the weightlifting program and the squat program with it. Now, do you need to do that? No. But I get why people do it. I get why people want to run the road to near squat program. The 2.0, I cannot wait to see the results from that. I think they're going to be just as crazy from the first one. But I get why people want it. It's become kind of infamous almost. It's like a gauntlet to do. And we're super proud of that. So yeah, that's enough trying to sell you the app. I promise you, there's a sale coming up next week. You get a discount for 3 months. Which is pretty much, most programs will take you that long. And you know, when you're committing to a subscription, it's different. I totally get that. But if you think price per session for the loading we would pick for you, it's better because it does it automatically. When you input your session, you go, oh, I didn't make this today, or this is what I made today. It adjusts the loading accordingly. You get the coach bot, it's getting better all the time. Some of the questions that are pretty funny. You get the exercise video library, people watch between sets. Load of features. We've been talking to a lot of people using the app. Load of features people like to add. A lot of consensus on some of the features, which is great, because it lets us know the biggest bang for a buck. Like a set counter, for example, is one of the kind of simplest ones to add in. We'll be getting on that. So Seek a Strength app, iOS and Android. Really proud of it. Was nervous releasing it, because when you look at something for so long and you do something for so long, are people going to like this? And it's like if you're painting a wall or redesigning your room or building a house or something, and you're just looking at it for ages. It costs significantly more than painting a room, but you're looking at it and you're just looking. Or it's like you keep saying the same word over and over. You're like, do I even know what this word means anymore? Do I even like this word? The feedback has been great. So really chuffed at that. So I wish there was a more effective way I could get it from there to you guys, so you can see the app if you're thinking about training. If there's any kind of programs you want, please let us know. Whatever program that is. I know a lot of people are asking about a super total program. That is on the way. Arse program, I knew loads of people would love that, and I'm so glad people are enjoying it. There'll be more blocks that added, just to need to get it. Want to see how people get on initially with the first one. Yeah, so if there's a program you wanted, it doesn't matter how kind of odd it might be. If you're like, oh, I wish there was a 2-day-a-week Masters Jiu-Jitsu program, we can add that to the app. So it's so much easier for it to get programs on the app, and it's so much easier for us to write a program for the app, because of the dynamic adjusting. We don't have to write a load that we know most people can hit running the program. we know now that we can put the ideal loads, and then due to the logic we've put into the app, you will hit appropriate loads based on the ideal loads based on your inputs. We can write even more effective programs. So the programs are more effective now because they're on our app. Okay, that's enough with the app. That's enough. I hope you enjoyed today's squatting. I know a lot of you like the monologuing. I have some of my best thoughts after training when those kind of endorphins, although apparently endorphins aren't what's really causing the good feeling after exercise. So I think it's 10:20. Right, I'm just going to go to bed because I need to go to sleep. Cardio can take a hit for tonight because I spent too much time talking to you guys. Okay, thanks for watching the video.